5 members of the same family have been killed in a massacre near Hammarsdale, that's in KwaZulu-Natal. A 6th person who has also died was identified as one of their neighbours. Police spokesperson Brigadier Jay Naicker said 10 people were in that homestead in that Mpumalanga area just outside of Durban when they heard gunshots. Be warned that the story has graphic visuals. Well, for more on the story, let's cross live now to our reporter Karinda Jagmohan, who is at that homestead in Hammarsdale and who is tracking the developments on the story. Afternoon to you, Karinda. I mean, this story just happened, and as I said, it is a developing story. But what information do you have for us on what led to the deaths of those 6 people?
Good afternoon to you. Indeed, a tragedy now for in which the 6 people were killed. Look at this. What you're seeing now is splatter on the walls. It's reaching the roofs. You're seeing bullet holes. And I tell you, these were people who ran into this room looking for a place of safety and tragically died. The family has provided a more accurate version, saying that it is 4 members of the same family, 2 people who were from the neighboring region here. Very graphic visuals indeed, but this is how the family succumbed, many dying at the scene. This is just one of the bedroom areas. Looking around me, I'm seeing that the entire area is completely in a disarray. You can imagine how these family members were trying to perhaps escape from the gunmen. We hear they came inside this house, starting at the lounge where the family was watching TV. An elder in the family told us they were about to watch Generations, a simple, normal evening, and this tragedy, this massacre happened. I want to tell you, we have just heard from the former Deputy Speaker of the KZN legislation, Massacre. He has also been involved in resolving community violence in this area, and he tells us that this family in 1992 underwent the same experience, saying that another massacre happened at that time. 8 people were killed. The Umsomi family household is where we are at currently, but he has emphasized that this has nothing to do with political violence, and in fact there's someone holding a grudge against the family. We've spoken to some family members who are still in an extreme state of fear. They're also telling us that there's no motive. Of course, police are investigating. Suspects have not been arrested yet, but we're yet to find out why this has happened. A child aged 11 is the youngest of the 6 people to have died. The eldest 52. A 3-year-old child is currently in hospital.
And Karinda, I mean, that is quite graphic, those visuals that are coming from those bedrooms where the family members and the neighbours have been killed. Is the family saying they suspect and they may know who the people are who shot those inside the house?
Not at all. The family is keeping mum about the incident. In fact, those who survived the incident are not willing to speak at all. They're actually extremely afraid. There is one woman who has a sort of bump on her head, and this is from when a gunman pointed a gun at her forehead. Fortunately, there was no bullets inside that gun, and when it clicked, of course, the impact still left that. She cannot speak to us. Many people extremely afraid to speak out. Of course, it's unclear where these gunmen are. The family says they don't know who they are or what the motive behind this is. Of course, police need to come forward with those details. But like I'm saying, this has happened before at the Umsomi household. So it is, of course, a matter of urgency for police to find these gunmen.
And I mean, Karinda, you've mentioned that this happened in 1992 at that very homestead. What was the motive then for the killings?
Well, Massacre, who lives around the area and, like I said, has been involved in resolving community violence in Hammarsdale, where we're at, says that even from that incident, no arrests have been made, and even then, there's no motive for the incident. And he has emphasized that this is not a matter of political killings, but of course, that is from his side, and we still need to question why this has happened and how a massacre like this has happened. Of course, it seems almost personal to come into the house and really put a gun to someone's person's head. You can see the gravity of which the incident took place. You can see the amount of bullet holes. This was not just a few shots, but really wanting to take someone's life. Like you can see a very big bullet hole there. You can imagine what happened last night at 8:30 must have been terrifying. And that is why many families do not want to speak right now. Rather, survivors do not want to speak to us right now. Yet, this house is still abuzz. There are community members coming through. They've been singing prayers and songs of strength for the people here as we wait for the arrival of the KZN Police Commissioner as well as our Transport MEC, Becky Ntuli.
And just before we let you go, Karinda, I mean, you've spoken about the community leader, Mishak, that you've spoken to, and how he speaks about how he's been, tasked with resolving some of the violence in that community. Does he say what he thinks the motive behind the violence that he's had to resolve is?
Yes, well, this is known that Hadebe has been involved much so in the past with resolving violence, and this is your ongoing violence with regards to the formation of gangs in this area, drug use and political violence, as of course there are local and national elections taking place over the past years, and from that your political violence, as of course community members seem to want to fight on behalf of their parties, that emanating. But of course you can imagine in 1992 a massacre taking place where 8 people were killed. So it's really important to pinpoint exactly what type of violence this is. Is it related to political ongoings in this area, or is it the formation of something else? That's something that we cannot just hear from Hadebe, but of course the police commissioner and police need to come to task. They have been investigating. Just looking near me, even the family have been trying to scrub blood off the walls, just trying to understand what happened to the Msomis last night.